Mr. Matheson, not only are we seeing the future with driverless cars, but the present with a driverless bus here today. You know, autonomous vehicles are now in the here and now.
Well, you can see the way in which the technology is now developing. Just last year, we were talking about the concept of operating autonomous buses across the Forth Bridge in Scotland, and we're now at the point where we have the first edition of those buses, and by this time next year, we expect to see them operating from Fife into Edinburgh. So the pace at which this technology is developing is very significant. And this type of project which we're launching in Scotland is also an opportunity to demonstrate the innovation that's taking place within the industry and also the potential benefits that can come from into our public transport system. And what I want to do is to make sure that Scotland is very much at the centre of that we are capitalising on the new technology and the innovation that's taking place, while at the same time capturing the benefits that can come from connected and autonomous vehicles. And I'm very excited to see the scale and the nature of which this is all progressing here in Scotland and right across the world as it stands at the present moment.
And the beauty of Scotland for testing, of course, is not only have you got some of the busiest roads in Europe like the Kingston Bridge, but you've also got areas of the Highlands where there isn't very much connectivity at all. So for somebody who wants to develop a CAV technology, this is a really good place to test it.
Well, I don't want to just be in a position where Scotland is importing technology for the purposes of introducing CAV into our transport system. I want to also see us leading in that technology and the development of that technology. And it's right to consider that Scotland is a unique place where you can actually test out this technology. So you can go from using our major transport trunk network through to using single track roads, where the challenge we'll have won't be congestion, or if it is congestion, it'll be congestion that's caused by sheep on the road. All of that in challenging weather conditions allows those who are developing this technology to test it in a whole range of different environments, from major trunk transport networks right down to single track roads in remote rural areas where digital connectivity is much more limited as well. And I would encourage the industry to look at the opportunities that they could be afforded here in Scotland by testing out the technology in these different environments here, in order to look at how we can make sure that as it's developing for all parts of our community. It can't just be something which is for our urban areas, it also has to benefit our rural and remote areas as well. And there's an opportunity here in Scotland to test out the technology in these areas.
And finally, the public might question what's the point of connected and autonomous vehicles, but given that they go hand in hand with electric vehicles, so there's both a safety and an environmental impact, isn't there?
There's no doubt that there are a whole range of benefits that can come from connected and autonomous vehicles. So from helping to improve our environment, improve road safety, also the way in which we could redesign our communities on the basis of using connected and autonomous vehicles, all of which could actually have a really positive impact on our communities and the way in which businesses operate as well within those communities. So there are potentially significant benefits that could come from this. And the way we're taking it forward here in Scotland with this particular project is globally significant in testing out a public transport system which will operate on our normal road network for the travelling public, and how this technology can be deployed in these particular areas. So this is an opportunity to try and test that out here in Scotland, and also to help to understand what the wider benefits could be going forward as the technology is developing.